Make life better. Okay.
Do you need to potty? Do you need to go potty?
Hi, I'm your host, Jessica.
Hi, I'm your host, Rhasha. Welcome to the Sisterhood of the Traveling House Slippers podcast.
Two sisters keep it real, laugh a little louder, and talk about life, love, healing, and everything in between.
Grab your favorite slippers, get comfortable, and let's get started.
Okay, so let me make sure the hair is done. Because I do want to talk. I really have been having this thing to just talk about spirituality around. Like I went to I told Arias that I went to Publix to go and get the stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just went into the next line that was available, which was closest to me, because there wasn't a lot of people in there. And so it was the little white girl in there that had her hair split, kind of like Boogie, where it was all black, but then you had this whole streak that was blonde, and it was long. And so it was her, she was the cashier, and then I guess the other one was trying to get ready to close her out or showing her she may have been new, or either she was about to go whatever, and it was the other girl begging. So the person was in front of me was doing all that stuff, and I had got this Icelandic yogurt because Eric likes that, and it's pretty good. It's the Icelandic yogurt. So she was scanning it, and she was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "I'm doing good." And she was like, "My dad likes these yogurts, the Icelandic yogurts, and there's a drink in the yogurt section," and she was doing the shape of the bottle and all that stuff. She says, "It's pretty good. It tastes just like this." I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "My husband likes all this stuff, and I'll take a look and see, and probably may try that next." And then she was like, "Have you seen all three of the Pirates of the Caribbean films?" I said, "Yeah, I've seen them like a long time ago." And then she started going into like maybe the last about like the mythology, and she had all the stuff in there. And she said they have a character that's Calypso, which was the lady, the voodoo, the black lady that was in it and whatever. She said, "You remind me of her." She said, "My mom gave me this, and it was a bracelet that had, like the wicked symbol, the star, witchcrafts, and the people in the this." Okay. Now for witchcraft and all this is the elements, earth, wind, fire, and that's all it is. But people perceive it as it. But in the spiritual is just earth, fire, wind, rain, and whatever this other one is, whatever the elements, it's all it is. And so she was like, she's like, "You remind me of her." She's like, not, it's like, yeah. And she says something else, and have a nice day. And I'm like, I'm grateful that I have the mindset to be myself and to make my outer appearance look like the way I see myself, because there are a lot of kids out there that are really nice kids, and they're also in that same space that appreciate seeing somebody with gray hair going about life not giving, and I've had that plenty of times. And in my mind, it's also not necessarily a reason because I am who I am, but it's the reason why I'm okay with the tattoos and the piercing, because it's me. I like it. I don't care if you don't like it or if it's not presentable. I'm in a stage in my life where I'm not going to feel depressed and gloom because the rest of y'all don't see it as norm.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because if push comes to shove, if we want to start checking off things, my shit clear as fuck. I don't have a problem. I'm not going through anything. So it's like, what is the problem? And I think that's where a lot of people have problems with people looking different, men being too feminine or women being too butch, is because these type of people are being authentic, like your shirt, being themselves and living life.
Wow.
Being what they wish they could do.
And that's from TV or just like...
It's ingrained. It's conditioned. It's conditioning us just like being married. It's conditioned to us that after we get out of high school, find you somebody to marry and have kids. It conditioned to you have to start a career. You have to bust and grind. You men are expected to men this way, women are expected to women that way. Society, and that's something that's ingrained in your used to, that patriarchal shit. But if we shift our minds into that matriarchal, we don't give a fuck. Long as you're happy, long as you are happy and you're not hurting and bothering them, why? It's because it's conditioned in us for societal norms to do that. And then we'll get online and portray that stuff together. But in the meanwhile, you're miserable because you can't be yourself. What it is. I don't worry about what other people think. There are some parts of me that understand. I understand what it is. So then I have to accept that I won't be accepted in some spaces. And I have to be okay with that.
A little backfill on why I'm the way I'm the way I'm is.
The way you are, and think the way you think about relationships.
Okay, so let me sit. Okay, so I'm here laying like this because, baby, move. I had a late night last night. I ain't go to bed till 3.
What'd you do? Where'd you go?
Me and my homegirl went to the kink club, and we always have a great time. Nothing crazy, but it's a nice cool environment, and it's a lot of people that like different things. And our thing is just like impact.
What is impact?
Like spanking.
Okay.
And stuff like that, and it doesn't have to be sexual at all. You know what I'm saying? It's just like sometimes I need a little sting, like my booty need to have a headache.
What got you to being confident enough to go to some place like that? Being in
the production team brought me there because
no. What we're going to do is, before you get to that part, we're going to go to the beginning, because you were in a TV show. You were in a TV show. Can you say the name of the TV show?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in a show called Virgins with TLC. And they asked me in the beginning if there's something, because the show was about adults, late bloomers, not having sex or things like that, and trying to discover what they like, what they don't like, and try to move forward with that. Now, me personally, I feel, baby, don't eat my sock. No. Okay, so the reason why I feel like they were emphasizing on adult people who haven't had sex, and they wanted to push us in that direction of just having it, and also giving insight of like who we are is the reason why and stuff like that. I told them in the beginning that I can't just be with anybody. I felt like a lot of times they were just pushing me to do that with somebody, to be fast like that.
So they were, it seemed as if they were a little bit more pressure. And you know what? I think because, and then it is something that to me I don't think was really addressed, and that's just being the age factor. You're used to younger people in that situation, and younger people, to me, it may not be true, seem a little bit eager. When you're older, because you were what, 40?
Girl, that's all you gotta do, stop at 40, girl. You ain't gotta do all that extra add.
Okay. You're over 40, okay?
Yeah.
So how you approach that situation will be a little bit different in it.
But I always felt I approached it like that. Like, even though I'm a sexual being and I do want to experience that. And I think,
Mhm.
you know, if I found somebody I can rumble with the best of them, let me tell you something. But I'm the
Yeah,
type of person that can't just be with anybody. And I've always been like
yeah,
that, regardless of like,
and yeah, and that's how we grew up.
mm-hmm,
We did not have examples of promiscuity,
mm-hmm,
so we are more of a person,
yeah,
one person, because our mom has been with one person, her
mm-hmm,
sisters the same,
yeah.
so
And I think
I
also,
get that.
doing the show, also, they didn't include that part of it, but I also glad that I wasn't part of like the stereotype, like, oh, black girls is
Yeah,
fast, even though they
yeah,
tried
we're
to.
not the stereotype.
Yeah, and
We're
I
not the
think
stereotype.
they tried to do a little something like that by zoning in on what I wanted sexually like that.
Yeah, I caught that
But
too.
yeah, but they couldn't really get into it because I was blocking them. Like, I just can't. I just need to connect. So they had to tell that story part of it,
Mhm.
like, And I'm just
Yeah,
like,
because
don't
that
do.
was that was crazy to me, and I think and like we're not talking like the production. Everybody were beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't have anything bad at all, but
No.
I just think when they were like, I think when it was a questioning of mommy and me, it was trying to, bring out a little bit more excitement and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I was telling you, behind the productions, I'm like, do they realize that
Yeah.
you're 40 and we are not the stereotype of what they think Black people are,
Right.
and Black women? I think they think, this is just my thinking, that we are promiscuous. And that is not the case. It's like what they promote, not just with Black people, with white people, Hispanic, Middle Eastern, everybody, they promote the negative parts that we all do and put it out there. And if you're not a strong-minded person to be like, wait a minute, why are you just showing us the negative aspects instead of then I'm gonna say stupid, because I don't mean to say stupid because I don't like to call people stupid, but when you acting stupid, and there are plenty of books, YouTube and Google is online to do research, to verify. And being in front of the camera like that, I was getting a little bit upset because it seemed like they were trying to have me paint you or the situation in the light that I guess would bring in views and stuff. And because that's what you're used to seeing, a bunch of chaos.
Yeah.
And we can't play chaos. We are true to ourselves 100.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how you were feeling through the whole thing. I know you were uncomfortable, but it was an opportunity for you to have the experience and feel confident enough to go and do those things and experiment with going to that place you went to last night and knowing it's okay to do that.
Yeah, and that it did help me a lot. But and I think that this experience, I don't regret the experience at all. I don't regret it at all. I don't regret no part of it at all. People were great.
Yeah.
Production was
Never
good.
regret
I
it.
see where they was going with it. Like they sometimes, and they would tell me, like, with the whole William thing, and we had to kiss him in the club. They was like, well, why should give him a kiss? Why don't you do? And I was like, I don't feel like, I don't want to kiss him on TV. Like, what? They was like, yeah, just a little, so like, so they was pushing me to do those things because normally I would not do that with somebody that I'm not comfortable with. So anything that I did with somebody on camera, like as far as kissing and stuff, they suggested me do that, or they just do that for like TV value. And I get it because sex sells. I get it.
So you good because they couldn't have paid me $1 million to do that, because like, I don't know how you feel, but for me, something like that is like soul bonding. And I know it can be corny, and it's not true for a lot of people. They don't believe that. No, like, if me and Eric wouldn't have met when we did,
Mm-hmm.
I would have still been virgin.
Mm-hmm.
One
Yeah,
time.
because I believe that to an extent too. Like I can kiss somebody like on command. I can do all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't have no problem with it. But as far as
Mhm.
sex wise, I can't have sex on no TV. I can't do no sexual stuff like that because I feel also that's like a soul bonding thing. Like I can't. But kissing is fine to me, but I still wouldn't do that
Yeah.
on my personal life with somebody I'm not comfortable. I don't know. So
I
you know
couldn't even kiss anybody. I
really,
couldn't kiss anybody. No, because it's energy.
yeah, that's
This
true.
energy that's still, to me, it is. It may be at a different level for you or somebody else
Mhm.
that's with that same wavelength. You would be
Mhm.
able to do that. But for me, it's energy. And by me
Mhm.
being as sensitive as I am, I can feel that. And
Mhm.
then when you start giving somebody an inch, they'll want to take a mile.
Yeah.
And if you take a mile on me, we both will
Mhm.
be in jail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People
Mhm.
don't know how to respect boundaries
Mhm.
and stuff.
Mhm.
But you did good. It's an experience that some
Mhm.
people need to have those experiences. So
Yeah.
I was hoping that it will boost your confidence in that, but your confidence has gotten better. And I
Yeah.
do like the fact that you're able to go to like, what are the kink dungeons? I'm gonna say kink,
Yeah.
you know, in a way, in the back of my mind, I would like to go to those places. Like Eric is one, I'm okay with Eric going to those places because we have an understanding. I'm not one of those women that we communicate good. So I don't feel uncomfortable if he goes to that place. I think he only went 2 or 3 times and was like, nah, that's it. I can't do it. You know, because again, people boundaries. Even though in those places you do sign contracts and all that stuff, but people still try. And you know, and I don't mind. I'm not one of those. Well, I'm not insecure at all. 100%. I'm not insecure, and we have those conversations and stuff.
It was this guy. Oh, you go ahead, finish.
No. And it's like I would in the back of my mind, I would, but I know I would never.
The guy that last night, he's an Indian guy, right?
Mhm.
And he is so funny because he was like, you know, he was like, you know, if you ever want anything like me to send any spanking or anything like that, just let me know, whatever. And I was like, no, I'm
what?
good. Spanking, like me, him spanking or whatever. And I was like, no, I'm good, you know, because me and Honora was like on the same page last night because we was gassy as a motherfucker last night. And we was like, as soon as somebody spanks something come out, it's a wrap. The whole place is going, like it was like our shit stick to the walls. So we was like, no. And she was like, yeah, I ain't getting no wax either. So, you know, somebody lift up or something and you will see a bush. She said, no. And I said, I know, me
Y'all
too.
is retarded, but y'all funny as hell together. You know,
Just
I think I
our
live my
adventures
life
be
through
crazy.
y'all.
Our
I
adventures
live
be
my
crazy.
life. It'd
Yeah,
be
so
y'all are on a different level. I would literally have to fight y'all. I could not be around y'all more than 5 minutes.
girl, we is
But I
so
would be
funny. We
laughing.
laughed our ass off. Just we be having so much fun. So we was like on the same page, like, no, you know, we don't, you know, we got to get stuff right. And so, and I was like, what you want me to spank you or whatever? He was like, yeah, you can. So we was like, he was bent over and I had like a couple of floggers that I had and I was spanking him. And Honora was like, she was like, girl, you know, you got to rub after you spank. And just because his ass was so hairy. And I was like, ain't no hell way I'm finna rub that shit after I spank it. I know how to feel all these burns because I am not rubbing that shit. I'm not.
Yeah.
You know
Rhasha,
what I'm
I
saying?
think we got problems.
Okay, so the guy, he was so I was giving him, and I was like, I know what she be trying to be funny, just Rhasha, rub it. And I said, no, just because that shit was so hairy and black. I said, I'm not. I can't. Like I cannot. Just I physically could not. I said, no, he's gonna feel these burns, and that's gonna be that. So after I finished doing and after I finished doing that, he was telling me about his wife because his wife, he says, yeah, I'm married. And my wife is also in this too. And you know how, you know, after you have kids and, you know, they're not so, you know, sexually, they want to do nothing. And, you know, she allowed me to come here and, you know, to be with other people. And she said, you know, come here too with me, you know, and we had to explore things together. And I said, so if he allows you to do stuff, would you allow her to do stuff? And he said, yeah, I would allow her to do stuff, but I don't think she would. But, you know.
Yeah. And see right there. I don't want to say like you got to have a strong. Your communication with your partner has to be strong. Like I went to before me and Eric got together. I went to a strip club one time, and being in a strip club one time, no. And that's just seeing how, like in a strip club with men, I don't know how men do because I've never been in a strip club with women performing. But I would assume that men, they have to be held back as far as no touching, no grabbing, nothing. Women don't care. Women grabbing, touching, pulling, all of this stuff. No, it's crazy. And it's like, okay, do you not understand that you have to respect men's boundaries also? And to see that was like,
wow.
No, I can't do that. Now, I wouldn't go to a club because, not to say that, you wouldn't do, I know how he is. He's not at that stage of 100%. I don't think confident. He may be. I don't want to speak for him or whatever. But it's a respect for my husband's feelings too. But the main reason why I don't go 100% is because I don't want to. Like I said, I'm a sensitive person. I can feel all kinds of energies and all of that stuff, and it's draining for me. So I don't like being around a lot of people. Yeah. But I'm okay with him going if he wants to, or if he chooses to go. I'm okay with him going, because the only thing that I have is, as long as you don't stick your in somebody, as long as you don't give them our money. That's why maybe $100. I'm okay. Take $100, maybe $2, and disperse them. But that's it.
Because that's what I'm saying. That's what I was asking him. He was like, she lets him do things with other people, but she doesn't. He feels that she probably won't do that because, but she'll like watch or something like that, or they'll participate. But she said, that you ain't going nowhere. And you do it then, but
I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. And I was like, I could see, like, for me too, like if I was in a relationship, I wouldn't care if my husband go whatever, but I wouldn't want him to like have sex with somebody. But if that happens, don't tell me about it. I don't want to hear about it. Don't bring it up.
See, for me, it's the same. No, don't have sex with nobody else. No, because you're not going to have sex with nobody else and come back to me. That's the no. I don't mind you going. You could participate in like the spanking. You can even spank somebody else. But as far as that type of stuff, no. So you have to have drawn. So no, I'm not. No, we understand there ain't no intimacy with nobody else, and then coming home and expecting. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But if you feel it's not like that, and you have those cravings, I'll respect you more if you tell me, and we can amicably, cut and go our separate ways, and we will still be friends, and all of that stuff. But don't let me secret stuff, so it's all in the communications. Again, I'm not insecure, so if my husband tells me no, he's not doing it, okay, fine, I'm not second guessing or whatever, because again, we are the type of couple, we got 360 on each other. All we do is work and come home, because just in case something happened, I have to go run and find out where he is. I need to know where he is for that purpose alone. You know what I'm saying? It's because I personally don't understand how you marrying somebody and y'all pussyfooting around each other. That's crazy work to me. Like, why would you marry somebody who's not supposed to be your best friend, even though you have female friends or whatever? But ultimately, when you marry a husband, he's supposed to be your best friend. Everything is one. So in relationships, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine being married or trying to date and everybody is not being honest and truthful and then expecting loyalty.
I think that you have to be up front and tell the person what your expectations in a relationship are up front, and see if you are compatible with that, because I think a lot of times, things happen and they get like you said earlier, like maybe because they're guys are more sexual and a girl at a certain age stops being that way, and that's what a lot of people do that. Like, you need to tell them ahead of time, like, okay, so as I get older, I ain't gonna want to do too much of nothing. So you gonna be okay with that, or is that gonna cause some kind of strife for inside the relationship? And if you say yes, you just be friends because it's gonna eventually happen. Like, I ain't with it. You know, you got to have a full blown out conversation like about everything before you decide to get married. I don't want to get married again. I don't want to get married. I experienced what I need to experience. And also, what I want to say last night too, there was this guy named Tony. He's there too. He's like, he worked there, and he's talking. And I was talking to the Indian guy, and he asked me what my birthday is because he's into numerology. Yeah. And I started trying to get into it or whatever. And he asked me what my birthday was. And then I said, I don't get along with Libras at all. Like, I mean, like my ex-husband, my niece, my daddy, like something is not knotting. You know what I'm saying?
You said like, not knotting, okay.
Girl, and then Tony, the guy that worked there, he's a Libra. He was like, what? He was like, hey, nah. He said, I had a couple Scorpios. And, you know, we had a good time, but we just didn't like really click. And I said, I know, because y'all is like needy. It's, I don't know what. And it's not the fact that you're super nice or, you know, you romantic. It's not none of that. It's just like y'all motherfuckers is just like crybaby asses. Like y'all, it's like, I don't know what it is. And what you looking at the door for? Like, that's what y'all crybaby asses. And I can't deal with that. So,
wow,
you know,
that's
and then what else he said? He said, and then he was saying something else. I can't remember what else he said. We had a good conversation. See, like when we go there, we have good conversations with people. Like we meet good people, and they're all good. You know, and they're real fun.
Because I remember we went to like a meeting, where they had like a food meeting. So it was at like some restaurant.
Yeah,
we met a few people that were a part of that, and they were really nice people because of course you have to be like vetted and sign, you know, contracts and stuff, you know. So everybody was nice, but it's a sense of people are also there wanting to find somebody. And I think the reason why, you know, he stopped going, I think the reason why he stopped going is because people like to test those boundaries.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the reason why I came is because he asked me to. So that maybe seeing me and me being there, it would stop those inquiries. You know, because I don't get off. I'm very likable. So when I'm approached, I don't look at anybody as an enemy or someone. I'm very open. I'll talk to you as if I've known you for years. So that's how it is. So, you know, I hugged a lot of them there, you know, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you and all that stuff. So they are good people, but there are people also looking for love and comfort. And if they feel comfortable with you, you never know if you can have what is that thing where the lady came in as the nanny and she ended up taking and trying to kill the wife to take the husband and baby.
Sleep with there's a new one they called maid or something like handmaid or something maid.
Yeah,
and she come in and she tried to take over.
You can see that in some of the people, men and women, that underneath.
Yeah.
And, you know, he was like, nah.
You know what I'm saying? They're thinking that they could be better than the next one. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I said, you better not have no bitch knocking on my door.
Okay, that part.
You better not have no bitch knocking on my door. And see if y'all compatible.
And I kind of feel like you also have to have that spiritual, religious talk too, because I was telling you before that this is a lady at my job, because I float and travel different things, and it's one lady like super duper like religious, like everything she say, I'm here to serve the Lord and this and that, and you know, she all this stuff, and I think like she is trying to figure out where my head is at, and like seeing like how far she can, like, you know, like if you ever want to pray together, this and that. And I'm just like, and when people do things like that, it kind of like annoys me, because I feel like you're trying to push your religion on somebody who may not be religious, trying to figure out who they are and what they do, so you can judge them if they not what you are. And that kind of aggravates me. Like, and I don't want to come out and be, I'm not Christian, and I don't want to tell her my beliefs, because then
Why?
Because if I do what she doing to me, she will be offended.
I used to mask. My whole life I was masking to fit in because I don't like to put labels on anything, but I am a little bit different. I'm very logical. It has to make sense to me. You can't just tell me this is what it is, because I'm going to wonder, why are you telling me this is what it is when it don't make any sense to me? And then I'm going to go back and look and all of that stuff. So to me, I'm not what they consider neurotypical. I'm neurodivergent. You can't just come to me and tell me this is how it is. It needs to make sense. If it don't make sense, I'm gonna constantly look back to, why is it this way? Okay, well, it's this way because of this. Okay, well, why is it this way? Because of this and such and such. So I have to be upfront with people. And before I unmasked, because I literally couldn't do it anymore, I got baptized in 2 different churches because I wanted to fit in, because I thought that was the norm. So I got baptized, and I don't know, it's Baptist Black Church. But again, I pay attention to people. I don't pay attention to what you're trying to tell me or whatever. I pay attention to who you are too as a person, not just you, but the people around you. And my philosophy is, if you're preaching about godly things, Christ things, but you're not also being that example, then it's like, okay, well, why am I here? You're trying to tell me to do something that you yourself cannot do.
Right.
And are not doing. So I only went one time. It only take one time for me to be like, no, that's it. And I'm not giving you no excuse. I'm not explaining to you why. It's a cut off completely. And so then after a while, I never went in, you try to read the Bible and all this stuff. And I'll tell you what I think about all that. And I'm like, okay, because this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be Christian. You're supposed to know Bible verses and all of this stuff. So I'm like, and reading some of the stuff, I couldn't. It didn't make sense.
A lot of it contradicts itself. That's how you know.
Yeah, extremely. And then I'll tell you in a minute what's in my head. So then when me and my husband got married, we're completely, you would think we were two opposites, because here I am, like in my political, that, like you said before, you have to talk about politics, religion,
and the Great Pumpkin,
race, everything. You have to be able to talk about everything with whom you're going to be married to. Because why wouldn't you?
Right.
Why wouldn't you? So I'm trying to get there, but I have 1,000,001 things going on in my head. Trying to
the editing, the gaps I gotta do.
I know you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to do it, because I'm trying to say it the way I want to say it, but saying it in a way that probably may be understood more. So it's a little hard for me now than it was when I was younger to do that. Now, since I have ADHD, I need you to tell me what the hell we was talking about.
I'm trying to tell you, Jessica, like Jesse, I'm trying to tell you what the hell was, like, I don't know, Jessica. I don't.
My brain said, oh.
You know what I'm saying? Menopause brain is real. That fog is real, Jessica.
I don't know what the fuck we was talking about.
We was talking about something of importance, and I know it. It's the kind of shit I've been talking about, Jessica. That menopause brain fog is real. They be thinking it's not real. That shit is real.
I hate it so bad, girl. We went to breakfast this morning after I literally passed out. When I was going, I had to tell him, I said, if you see me starting to slow my speech down, I need you to tell me to breathe through it.
Okay, because I'm trying to remember and stay on track.
That's crazy. Okay, we was talking about religion. Okay, and so when we married, we were trying to find a spiritual thing and do, feel like we want to fit in with people. So we got baptized in the Mormon religion.
Not Mormon. Not black people evil Mormon. Not black people the devil Mormon. Jessica.
So the people are nice as hell. Nice as hell. And you know, the young kids come and they talk to you and all that stuff. And you don't want to be mean or rude to the babies. You don't want to do that. So I'm like, okay, everything is good and all that stuff. And, you know, got baptized into that. And then you start asking questions. Like, you know, we were going through, you know, trying to have a baby and all of that stuff. And so I'm like, okay, well, they have like women's and men's, they separate women and men. And, you know, I'm thinking, okay, well, let me talk to one of the women and see. I talked to one. He's talking about like IVF or in vitro or whatever. Now, what is that? In my mind, I'm thinking like, what do you mean? What is that? Oh, yeah, I don't know it. So I think it was when we had, I don't know what they call it. They call it the church with the church day. I talked to who was supposed to be your home person. They give you like home couples or whatever. And, you know, so I, you know, also told the other woman, you know, what was going through. What is that?
Oh, God.
I said, okay, I can't believe these women are older than me and don't know anything about, and it made me think, this is too patriarch for me.
Yeah.
It's too patriarch. I'm like, I don't function under a patriarch mind setting, because what do you mean as a woman you don't know about any of this stuff I'm talking to you about? And so I told her, I said, I can't do that. And then going through and looking things, you talk about Black people and indigenous people, and then oh yeah,
girl, adjust them glasses so you can focus.
I said, no, this is not for me. I understand people, you know, being nice and all that stuff. And I'm not going to not and say much to people, because the people are the people. But I can't be surrounded by willful naivety. I just cannot. And as a woman, you're telling me you're letting the men spoon feed you what you're allowed to know about yourself, and I can't do it. And then we hadn't gone so long. We both said squash day. We hadn't gone so long, so for some reason, I don't know how, they have your address and all that stuff, so they come to the door and knock. Now at this time, I didn't stop masking, so almost 10 years had passed, and I stopped masking. So they knocked on the door. And, you know, I tell them, yeah, no, you know, I'm spiritual. I haven't been with the church for a while, so it's just not for me and all that stuff. And so when they ask the question of why, I tell them, I'm like, I'm more of a matriarch, societal thinking and all that stuff. And I can't, there's no way in hell.
And then you're not going to tell me I'm a devil. You ain't gonna tell me. I'm like, you ain't gonna tell me.
Then you gonna tell me my people ain't there to win. I'm black. I know my people been here. Okay? To me, and tell me about their religion and God this and Jesus that. When you and I both know,
honey,
you are not following that. I said, I guarantee you, I can't look through your phone or somebody else's phone. Not just look through your phone, but the incognito part of your phone. Girl, you know, that was the first time an elder said, oh, okay, I gotta go.
Wow.
Because when I looked at him, he's a nice young man, and I'm not gonna knock him. But little man, but he had to been like maybe 19, 20. He was fine as hell, and he knew he was fine. You was the face they put out there to get these young girls in here.
Right.
And I know for a fact, based off the conversations I had with the mental gymnastics these young kids are going through. I know you. Don't come to me and try to preach to me when you and I both know you not. And it's like when I tell them spiritual and they see my tattoos, first thing you think, okay, well, you the devil. No, I don't believe in the devil at all. To me, the devil is an excuse that they make to not take accountability.
Period.
I believe in demons.
Mm-hmm.
I do, but those demons are the energy that within us, so that we, or the little that be in your mind and make you do stupid stuff, but it's still your choice and your decision. So
Right.
no, to me, I don't believe in the devil. To me, the devil is made up, so you don't have to take accountability. You just blame the devil for infidelity. You can just blame the devil for stealing. You can just
we got
blame
both.
the devil.
We got God is both. God is dual.
Yeah.
We got both.
God is one, the whole thing. And then you can't tell me, because like for me, for us, but I'm gonna say for me, I know there's a higher power out there. So I'm going to act and behave accordingly. I'm walking around as if I know somebody's watching me. So you're not going to catch me treating somebody like trash. You're not going to catch me bad mouthing somebody who I don't know. You're not going to catch me stealing from anybody. You're not going to catch me not being honorable to my husband. You're not going to catch me doing that, because I'm going to walk around like somebody is watching me. I can't say that about anybody else.
Yeah.
Even those that pretend to be Christ-like. Yeah, there are a few people that are Christ-like that do. A very small few. I don't know anybody.
I think we in a live Sims.
Oh.
Like I think we in a Sims game. Like we for real. Like because I've been watching a lot of stuff where people say that they psychic and they could talk to other people on the other side and stuff like that. And then remember the time when great grandma passed, and I tell you that I had a vision or a dream of her, and she was, how did you know? It was like and I told her, and she had like flowers and stuff. I didn't know she liked flowers in her garden, and she showed me flowers and garden. She was like, "I'm watching you, baby. I'm here. I'm watching you, and we about to have lunch right now." And so it was like a whole nother world outside of this one. Like you wake up from this one, and then when I told you, I don't know if I told you, but I told you when after I got took that chocolate bar you gave me, the edit thing, and girl, the trip I had. Jessica, the trip I had, I seen it. I seen my body. I think I had, because every time I feel like I have an outer body experience, I get back into my body, and the sound that I hear and how I know that I'm outside of my body and I get put back in is that snap sound. Like I hear that every time I get put back into my body. So I know I was outside of it. So I was like, did I die or did I do something, or something got me back in? So I wake up and I'm just like I feel like I'm inside a tornado, like the inside the eye of a tornado. That's where I was like this whole time. And then I seen myself like at the bottom of this tornado, which was, I'm thinking it's the body. Then I had my higher self, which was in a blue light. And it was telling me, oh, this isn't real, Rhasha. This isn't real. Just, stay calm and it's going to pass. Because I was feeling like the time perception was going. Because every time I did something, it switched to a different frame. Like it was not, because like how you can, go throughout life and you remember what you just did and things like that. Everything I did was like in a picture frame. Like I don't know how I got there. I was in the kitchen and I ate something. And then all of a sudden I was in my room. I don't know how I got from the kitchen to my room, but I know I ate something because I felt I ate something. And then I'm like, okay, how did I get here? I went in mommy's room, talked to mommy. Then all of a sudden I'm back in my room. And I'm like, I don't remember walking to my room. Like it was like the time of perception was like not equaling up. And that's when I had it so bad. And I was like, oh my God, this shit is crazy. Like I feel people can lose their mind if they're not mentally stable and they take this shit. Like I see how people go crazy. So I'm trying to, my higher self is trying to keep me calm. So the inner self of me that was sitting there inside the body would not explode and trip. It was like, calm down, Rhasha. And I'm just seeing myself like this inside the hurricane, like this air. And I was like, okay, so, And now I'm thinking, okay, so I saw the three, Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. I saw myself. I saw my inner self, my body, which was a hurricane about myself that was inside, and then I seen my higher self that was talking to myself inside of the body. And I was like, there you go. So I'm like, wait a minute. So what if the higher self was in tune with my inner self and said, you know what, Rhasha, wake up. This is real. What is that thing telling me not to, my little self, not to expand and to open up? If the simulation, something outside is controlling the simulation in the spirit and telling me, okay, Rhasha, don't wake up. You know, this isn't real. Just calm down, because I was about to trip. I was about to wake up and like be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Was I was about to come open or what is something? So I feel like we in a simulation and something outside is like, okay, maybe she's not ready to open up, or she's not ready, but it was keeping me into the calm down until this subsided. So which also makes me think the people who take these medication, go on these resorts, and they say they see stuff and they do the stuff like this, and they wake up to, you know, knowing they in a simulation type of thing. And that's probably why these drugs are prohibited, because if a lot of people took them and actually had that thought of, okay, this is a simulation, then it will flip the tables of the people that's, you know, try to, you know, just it's deep.
And no, it is what it is. What I think it is, it's like it's a lot of the natural plants that are there that they put there. Now imagine having that feeling and not taking those. Like for me, I've had, like I said, when I say I'm sensitive, like I tell a lot of people like I'm sensitive. I don't go into too much details because in all honesty, Rhasha, I think people can see that within me.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I've never had any problems. Even like I've always been the big and tall girl in school, and I've never in my life been bullied. I've never. And I've had those experiences since I was young as far as seeing. I say I'm a seer. And it's kind of, I don't want to say it's uncomfortable. I can talk about it now because those barriers are down for me. But I still am a little bit guarded because people ask questions. And being a seer, I can see the situations in my life clearly. They're shown to me. It's how I'm able to move through life. And my life would be extremely boring to other people.
Yeah.
But it's because of those choices and the things that I've seen. Like when I was younger, I was able to see them really quickly. Like I was able to see Eric before I met him. So that's how I knew he was the one. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know if I told you this, but in a way I think I have. And I'm going to start from the beginning. So this is probably going to be long. We may have to do like another parts or whatever. But when the first time I can remember start seeing was at grandma's house, Eddie's mom. And it would petrify me, but it wasn't a petrified feeling of I would be harmed. It was more of a, can she see us type?
Damn.
And then it's like, okay. When we were at grandma's house, I think we had slept over, and grandma, and the house like in Philly, you know, some of them have where there's a storeroom. And then you have the main house area. We never really went upstairs. I think I went upstairs in grandma's house one time. I think we were all like the kids at the time, which was me. I think there were maybe 3 or 4 older, and then I'm maybe the 5th or 6th for grandma. We were in the room, and I'm laying down, and I'm hearing this noise. Like it's not conversation, but it's noise. And so I see these 2 figures very, very clearly. One of the figures was so clear in my mind, my childlike mind, it was almost like Dracula.
Oh, girl.
But I knew it wasn't Dracula. And I mean, pale, and everything around was a dark energy. And then the other one was like this red yellow outing. Like the middle of it was red and the outing of it was yellow, but it was they were evenly next to each other. And in my child mind, the one that was the red with the yellow outing was back facing. I couldn't see anything, but it wasn't anything to really see. That's just what it was, like a red with the yellow outing. And the pale person engulfed in darkness and black was facing me. But the way he was facing was like this way. But he was looking to see if I was looking. And all I kept saying in my mind was no, 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 no. And it was completely keeping my eyes closed. I didn't care if I was feeling anything here. I was not opening up my eyes. And so that was that. And then the next time it was, and I can contribute it as they're entities, but they present themselves, which either would be appeasing to you or scary to you, depending on the intention of that entity. So these entities that I saw, the way they looked were appeasing, but they were malevolent, and they were hurting me. Because the next morning I kept asking our cousins that were there. I was like, "Do you see them?" No, you don't see. What are you talking about? No, I'm like, they're right there. I'm like, that one is doing such and such, such and such. No, and when you're younger, it's like, okay, is this real or am I imagining? So it's like trying to distinguish if it's real or not. But my arms hurt so bad the next morning. And we were staying with Uncle Solo. And I think we were getting ready to pack up to move to Florida. And I said, Mommy. I said, do you see the markings on my arm? Are hurt? Mommy looked, but she said, be quiet, Jess. And so when she did that, it was like, okay, I can't tell anybody or say anything, because before that, remember the whole ET thing? Remember the whole ET thing that I had where I would see the closet door would open, and I would see this white light in it. And then again, I'm saying, a few months ago, I'm thinking maybe it's my imagination or whatever. But the door was literally opening. And I told Daddy, the door's open and I'm seeing such and such. He's like, just it's not. And I'm wide awake. Ain't no nothing. And it was nighttime. So I don't know what the time was to be able to tell you exactly what the time was. And so he was like, okay, well, you need to stand by the closet because there's nothing there and such and such. And I was frightening. So I had, a caller come stand, next to the door or whatever, so I can go to sleep because I was tired at this time, and then she had one that said, screw that. And she got back in the bed and I had to keep my eyes closed and like, no. But by Mommy and Daddy both doing that told me, okay, I can't say anything, and so you put up like blockers or whatever. And then, the one time, remember we were driving and I said, did you see that boy? I told you the little boy who had on black shorts and his shirt was dark. You can tell he was either European, white or whatever, but he was running around to the bridge area. I knew he wasn't there, but it's still like this shock because when my mind quiets, that's when I'm open. So that's why my mind is kind of always going. And then when my speech slows, it's more or less an energy feeling. And so you have to put up blockers. And then there was a period where I couldn't put up blockers. Now, my husband is also sensitive, so he can see. And the apartments across the street from us where we are now, me and Eric we had a time, Rhasha. We had a time. It was so bad.